Welcome back everybody to another Yove challenge. Today, I'm going to be attempting to beat Terraria with only air, the last of the 4 elements before I ascend to become the Terrarian Avatar. And I consider plants and earth to be related, so go ahead and bite me. For this video, our definition of air will be anything that uses wind, storms, tornadoes, air, and some sky items in general that just makes sense as an air item. This will be a Master Mode world, medium-sized, and we'll be using the Crimson as our evil biome. Any armor will be allowed, any type of accessory that helps with mobility or is air-themed in nature will be allowed. Balloons, bottles, dash tech, mobility tech, and so forth. So, with all of that laid out, let's get right into it. Playthrough start. Get wood. Beat the piss out of a slime. Get a blowpipe. And fucking profit, baby. We start off our magnificent playthrough looking for a blowpipe as our first weapon. We cannot help but think, after opening 20 different chests, what does it take for a man to get blown around here? Hi, Mr. Vulture. Do you have anything to say to the viewer?
Subscribe!
We are quite suspicious, as the playthrough is going pretty well. We're not getting absolutely butt-f***ed for once. We continue to waltz happily across our world and run into our Crimson biome, and immediately box ourselves up at the first whiff of danger. So, since I'm throwing these shurikens into the air, that means they're legally an air weapon. Right. That makes sense to me. Oh my god. Woo! I'm the goat. I'm the fucking goat. Holy shit. After being chased by the Crimson Horde all the way into the jungle, we find something that erects our caucus to full mast. A beautiful, God-blessed blowpipe has been obtained, and brothers of Christ, it is now time to start blowing. Oh, no way. Oh. You're joking. I just lost 90% of all this stuff I just grinded. No way. While I do some off-camera grinding, where do we go from here? Ideally, upgrading our weapon would be next, since it does squat fuck all for damage. Our next 2 air weapons can be obtained from Queen Bee and the Deerclaw. Killing the Queen Bee will let the Witch Doctor spawn in as an NPC, giving us the ability to upgrade from the blowpipe to the blowgun. As for the Deerclaw, it has a weather weapon that shoots out literal tornadoes and wind, so both of these are our next step in progression. Along with finding more accessories to fill our accessory slots, anything that fits our mobility or air-themed categories from earlier, like a cloud in a bottle, anklet of the wind, climbing gear, and so on. It just so happens that the inner gamer inside of us managed to find almost everything that we needed, as seen in the Yove grind cam. Trademark pending. Wait, hold on. I think something interesting is about to happen. Yes, just great, fantastic. That's exactly what we needed right now. These things can't open doors, right? Yes, of course they fucking can. Why wouldn't they? 5 minutes apiece. In any challenge. Is that too much to ask for? We finish grinding the last heart crystals we need for a full health bar, explore around the world to get some more loot, and then we see an unwanted guest is peeping in on us. La-dee-dee, la-dee-doo. What the fuck, man? With the battle commencing, we take our blowpipe and start blowing the Eye of Cthulhu with such a powerful force, his retina moves into the back of his socket. Shortly after, he turns into the Eye of Cthulhu because he... get it? He left and died, so instead of the Eye of Cthulhu, it's Eye of Cthulhu, and it's funny. It's around this point, I think to myself, maybe this is not going to be that bad of a challenge. The blowpipe isn't really that bad of a weapon. The bosses might be tolerable, he thought to himself, cluelessly of the misery that awaited for him. For he did not know the absolute nightmare Mastermode Terraria or Queen Bee would be. You have to-do list part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Find a beehive. Make an arena. Kill the Queen Bee. Use the blowgun to kill the Deerclaws. And fucking succeed, baby. The showdown with Queen Bee commences, an epic battle to tell for years to come. The hope of the Airbenders versus the Queen of the Hive. Let's do this. Our damage. Where the fuck is our damage? The fight with Queen Bee takes an unexpected turn. Who could have guessed an early game weapon would be hot garbage versus a boss? You know what? I choose not to do this right now. I'm gonna go play an ARAM. This fucking bee, man. I just might be retarded, but why is she so tanky suddenly? Why am I doing 3 damage a hit? This game sucks. This game fucking sucks. Oh my. After continually getting ass blasted by a giant hornet, we think it might not be the best for our long-term mental health to keep throwing ourselves at this boss, so we pack it up calmly and head to fight the Deerclops instead. Death be upon you! Death be upon you! You dumbass fucking bee! We sleep until it rains, and then we head over to the snow biome and wait for the Deerclops to spawn in. It's impossible not to notice that we have to stay dangerously close to her in order to deal damage, which, if you could have guessed, it's not ideal for a range class setup. Although we are kiting our little gamer hearts out to the best of our extremely lacking skill abilities, we are still slowly running out of ammo. All of our buffs have expired by now, and this fight has taken so long, even the weather has passed. As the fight continues to rage on, the Deerclops hits our glutes with a 2-part demonic hand into snowball of death combo and buries us 6 feet into the dirt. Then she posts all over Instagram with the hashtag PackWatch. We cannot allow this sort of embarrassment to persist. We come back for round 2 and... we spin the block for round 3 and barely, by the skin of our teeth on the 3rd try, after waiting for hours on end, fighting her for so goddamn long, I can feel my brain cells rotting away, barely get our dub. We teleport home, rage still in our head, and fear at the thought of having to do that abysmal, god-awful fight again. But we pull out the weather pane from her goodie bag. Thank fuck. We head over to the Brain of Cthulhu's lair to try to make an arena. Alright, let's make an arena. Let's make an arena. Oh my freaking goodness gracious. Thoughts on leaving me alone? Oh, hey man, did you want to get out of bed early today? Nah, I don't really feel like it. Yove's making an arena? Real shit. How many of you bastards exist in this realm? With the arena finished, we blow up 3 Crimson Hearts to spawn in the Brain of Cthulhu. We notice the Weather Pane acts more like a temporary summon with a mana cost rather than an actual magic weapon. This lets us use our Blowpipe as an additional DPS weapon, and the combo is devastating versus the Brain. Even in his 2nd phase, the Weather Pane targets the real Brain all on its own, giving us a huge advantage. The Brain falls, and we head over back to the jungle to exact revenge on the Queen Bee. While on the way to the Queen Bee arena, a meteorite decides to fall from the sky. Noted. We'll investigate that in a bit. First, I need to pluck the oversized wings off this oversized insect. Let's fucking go. First try. You saw it here first. With Queen Bee now clipped and crawling on the ground like a peasant just like all the rest of us, we can handle this surprising, yet welcomed event. Man, I hate goblins almost as much as I hate that damn vortex pillar. I will kill each goblin I find, regardless of their age or gender. I will end your entire bloodline. No, I will erase you from the histories itself. Every goblin parchment shall be burned. Every goblin historian and scribe shall have their eyes put out and their tongues cut from their mouths. Why, even uttering from their mouths the word goblin will be punishable by death. The world will never know that any of you existed at all. Oh, the event's over. Sorry, I don't know what got into me. We buy a blowgun from the witch doctor who decided to move in after the goblins invaded, not before. Useless, ugly, green motherfucker! Then we locate the goblin tinkerer, buy an accessory combination station and rocket boots, and then we begin combining and upgrading all of our accessories. We spend all of the money that we've painstakingly earned with our blood, sweat, and tears to reforge our loadout. Then we locate a meteor that landed earlier and craft up a full meteor armor set. With our new loadout, we build a fancy arena to take on Skeletron in, and we get to it. Our blowgun's DPS is a huge improvement over the blowpipe. On top of the weather pane, Skeletron simply stands little to no chance in this fight. We've simply just became too good at this game. We are just always permanently locked in a perfect flow state and will never, ever have any issues with a boss in the future, ever again. We're actually going to be skipping the Gungeon, as we don't need any of the loot it provides at the moment. Instead, we're going to be going straight for the Wall of Flesh, which ends up being the second hardest Terraria challenge boss I've ever had to deal with. Second only to the water-only challenge Duke Fishron incident. Let's do this. Once our platform is finished, we mine up some hellstone and we do a test run for the Wall of Flesh. We start the battle with the Wall of Flesh and we immediately notice the damage is, how do I put this? Perhaps a bit lacking, maybe even, if you feel so inclined, a little dog shit. Give me a moment to review our current weapon loadout options. Can any of our weapons pierce more than 2 of these things? After getting our eggs scrambled so hard we turn into an omelet, we go back to the drawing board on looking for any potential way to possibly, by God's good grace, defeat this boss. Alright, someone suggested blow darts, and we're gonna try that. We try out our new poison blow darts, and while they do a sexy amount of increased damage, they don't pierce at all, which makes sense. However, we can't kill the hungry quick enough to get a meaningful amount of damage on the wall in time before even more hungry respawn to block our shots. Ladies and gentlemen, what you are about to witness is a man at rock bottom. We get so desperate, we use a breathing rod. Yes, you heard that correctly. We use a fucking breathing rod to try to deal with the hungry. As seen in the clip, it did not work. That was the only air-themed melee weapon I could imagine using other than a storm spear, which I did not feel like grinding for.
The plan is we take out all of the hungry, get in close to his bottom eye, and soak him in as much damage as possible. One small minuscule problem with that plan is that we are getting our fucking asses beaten to a pulp.
The only plan I have from here is to expand our arena so we can drag the hungry up and down to give us a larger window to hit the Wall of Flesh with poison darts. We add not 1, but 2 extra layers to the mix. Let's see how it does. Why does he have an A-10's Gatling gun as a fucking laser, man? It's non-stop! At what point do I just say I had a good run and I just ghost YouTube and I just never return? At what point? How many more deaths? He is shooting me from Africa with perfect accuracy! Attempt 18. Made 18 different potion sets. And I'm still losing. I am going to be sick. Oh my fucking please! Please! No! No! No, not again! 38 attempts later, the Wall of Flesh is finally brought down. Where are the other clips of me dying 30 more times? Left or right in the video files. Most runs I don't even get halfway into the fight. But I guess that's okay. We got a kick-ass ride to compensate and a demon heart. Yay. We slam down that demon heart with a smile on our face and no hard feelings towards that abysmal experience we just had to endure. We immediately get to work farming for our next weapon, the Toxicarp, which can only be fished from hard mode corruption worlds. But wait, we're in a Crimson world. How the hell are we gonna get a corrupt fishing area? Remember those 500 or so deaths we just had to go through versus the Wall of Flesh? Because of those, we have plenty of gravestones to turn our base into a graveyard biome, where the Dryad will sell us corruption seeds, and then we can make an ocean biome into a corruption biome. We head over to the right side world ocean, begin the conversion process, transforming it into a corrupt ocean, and begin fishing. We reforge our Toxicarp to Unreal and are blessed with good luck in reforging for the first time ever. We didn't need to put any down payments on it. That's always a plus. We head into the sky to farm wyverns and harpies so we can craft a pair of harpy wings later down the line. Run into the Crimson to destroy altars and spawn in hard mode ores and mine our little hearts away, gathering up all the ores we could find. We make those harpy wings from earlier and a fresh adamantite ranger set. The Toxicarp is surprisingly an infinite ammo fish gun, so we'll roll with that armor set for the time being. Hey you! Yeah, you, the handsome one sitting there looking all cute. Did you know that you look even more stunning if you hit that subscribe button? Maybe you'd look even more dashing if you liked the video. Maybe you'd actually be able to find a date if you even leave a comment. I mean, I'm not saying it'll happen if you do any of these, but it might, right? Our accessory game is as juiced up as possible. All of our potions are ready to be consumed, and our weapon is surprisingly, to everyone's great disbelief, actually really good. And that means it's time to shoot some bubbles in the face of a giant robot of death with the ability to buzzsaw and cap our head off in one clean stroke. Let's fucking do this, baby! It's in times like this that I have to remind myself, that same spirit that lifted Jesus from the grave, yeah, it lies within me as well. Don't mean to brag or anything. I can do anything I set my mind to, assuming I don't get hit with a metal skull traveling well over all of the legal speed limits on this earth with giant metal spikes on its head. Dodge like your life depends on it. Pray that your Toxicarp doesn't die from being out of water for well over an hour at this point. Keep pushing despite any hit that you endure, and fight. After some clever maneuvering and careful shot placement, despite having a final accuracy ratio of sub 15%, we still managed to take down Skeletron Prime. That's one of the mechanical bosses down, 2 more of the trio to go. We attempt everyone's favorite mechanical dildo next. We make it about a fifth into the way of his health bar before being probed in areas we did not want explored on our body, and fucking die. Knowing that we probably won't beat the Destroy Dildo of Death anytime soon, unless we want to face waves of non-consensual probing, we fight the twins next, hoping to secure a quick and easy Vicroy to get enough looted hollowed bars to make a better armor set. A mistimed dodge has us eating a face full of unwashed gamer breath from spasmatism, hotter than 1,000 suns, with the horrid stench causes us to stage exit the fight. The following rematch, we hold the upper hand, taking out spasmatism, but a new problem is now right in front of us. If you thought the Wall of Flesh's lasers were bad, boy, have you not experienced second form retinaser. Because simply put, no amount of bullshittery or shield spamming can save you from a machine gun without need for a reload. On the third attempt, we simply get a bit better at the game, dodge a little better, aim a bit more accurately. Who could have guessed that actually being good at the video game you are currently playing can produce even better results? We craft up 2 of the 3 needed armor pieces for a full set of hollowed armor, compress Skeletron Prime's metallic, hypothetical ass into a pile of shiny bricks, and complete the armor set in time for our final mechanical boss fight against the Destroyer. The final fight with the Destroyer goes pretty well. The final fight with the Destroyer has us targeting probes every time a new one pops out of the Destroyer's frame. We continue blasting him with Toxicarp air bubbles until finally, after what felt like an hour, take out the Destroyer of Worlds. And with that, the jungle grows restless. It's now time for the next chapter of this playthrough. We immediately get to work on that hashtag glorified armor set grind, also plucking any of what feels like the non-existent life fruit off the vines that we rarely come across. We craft up a full set of glorified armor and create a Plantera arena. We add the finishing touches to our arena, break open Plantera's clam in search of that fabled pearl that girls say no guy can ever find apparently, and start our epic Plantera rotation session. We utilize our Toxicarp and mobility to bring Plantera around the block, absolutely shaking that massive cabbage wagon in tow. Soon enough, we break into her second phase. Now, she and her little terrors are attempting to grab a hold of us and bring us into her warm embrace, which isn't a bad thing, not at all. However, we must stay focused on the objective at hand, which is to bring down this gift of nature in exchange for one of her goodie bags. We get close, but ultimately fold, opting to become one with nature, like in the Plants Only video. But alas, we must eventually come back to our senses. We return to her lair, bring her back to her second form, and this time, avoid all of her cat calls. Come here, good boy! Yes, mommy. I mean, what? No. Fighting every ounce of testosterone in our body, we kill Plantera, regrettably. We open her bag and get a wasp gun. We're after the leaf blower, so we'll have to summon her again. We start the fight, allow our Terra Jr. to bring us to Mama, come back yet again, kill Plantera successfully this time, open the bag, and get our next weapon, the leaf blower. Some people might be confused on how this is an air weapon, but like the blowpipe and blowgun, leaf blowers use air as their primary force. Maybe if you actually went outside to help your hardworking dad with the yard work for once, you'd actually know this. We waste no time preparing for the next boss. We farm a couple truffle worms, build a Duke Dicron arena, and prepare for battle. Simply put, we have mastered the Duke Fishron fight. Unless we mistime or dodge, we're fine. Anyways, the real trouble begins during his third phase, when he constantly begins to go invisible and teleports everywhere. We keep dying. We spawn him in again, die. We spawn him in yet again, still die. Spawn him in yet again, die again. You can probably see a pattern here. Die, 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 die. Oh my God! Whatever form of divine punishment I'm currently facing eventually comes to an end. Eventually, this glorified BOT is brought down, and we put his corpse to rest with honor, accepting that he is a masterfully crafted boss and deserves to be remembered as such. Fuck you, dumbass fucking pig! We open up his goodie bag and rip out a bubble gun, which will be a direct upgrade to our leaf blower. We reforge it and get ready for our endgame of this playthrough. We kick down the dungeon door and realize this isn't any ordinary temple. This is... oh, fuck. It's a YouTube Minecraft Shorts temple. How many of you are there? What is with this irregular shaped temple arena? Why do I have a deformed chode as my arena? We style up a golem arena and spawn the big hunk of stone into existence. Never would I imagine golem being a difficult fight. But when you have to fight golem in a compressed devil's piss urethra cave, Diver's Dream Cave Deluxe, it's surprisingly not the easiest of battles. We get, and I quote, our shit rocked so unbelievably hard, no pun intended, it makes us question everything we've accomplished thus far. It's fucking golem. How are we losing this badly to golem? A fluke round surely. Let's try again. To try to prevent further humiliation, we grind out the remaining life fruits to max our health bar, spin the block for round 3, and get so unbearably close you could hack a cough in his direction and he'd just fucking die! My brother in Christ, I have no room to dodge! I have no room to dodge! Look at this goddamn arena! Oh my god! We make every potion in existence, spawn up golem for round who knows. I lost track of it the moment I started hearing colors due to mental degradation from this goddamn boss. We use our bubble gun to lay into his left and right fists of fury, until eventually both fists are destroyed. This causes golem to start shooting laser beams at a rapid pace, while all we can do to defend ourselves with is shoot bubbles filled with air back at him. We reach crunch time. We are one single shot from death, but barely clutch our dub from the jaws of defeat. Let's fucking go! We had to fight the cultists next. Oh. We had to grind better armor next. We farmed the depths of the Gungeon looking for ectoplasm so we can combine it with clarified bars to create Spectre armor and Spectre wings, the final loadout we'll be using against the cultist pillars and Squidward. We mine up all the remaining chlorophyte that we need. We then craft up both types of the Spectre armor set and had to put that disgusting, scalping piece of scum cultist into the dirt. Some people might wonder why I call the cultist a scalper, but just look at him and his friends. Him and those little scumbags are the exact type of people to go to every Walmart, Target, and so on in your area, and then buy out every single card set that you might want to collect into, and then sell them at an ungodly markup price. I mean, just imagine being a smelly 40-year-old man, taking away a hobby from children because you're an ugly fucking loser and never slept with a woman before. Forgive me, things got a bit personal right there. My luck with the recent Prismatic Evolution set has not been that good, and I'm still finding ways to cope about it. We get to work on the pillars and start off with the Stardust pillar. We're quickly reminded we aren't allowed to have any fun at all in our endgame loadout because the pillars in general they just fucking suck. After fighting and getting one shot several times over because we are playing mage and aren't allowed to get hit even once without spontaneously combusting, we managed to take out our first pillar. Next up comes the Nebula pillar, which is extremely traumatizing because of all the rapidly teleporting brain squids that want nothing more than to stick a bendy straw into our forehead and suck our brains out. Ha! Sucks for them. That cranium has been empty for years now. We continue to bubble the Nebula's enemies down until the shield is peeled off of the Nebula pillar and we go to town on the exposed pillar's cheeks. Fuck these solar pillar, snake, centipede, worm abominations, man. We continue our air rampage through to the solar pillar. Die to a centipede. Die to a centipede. Kill the pillar, but also die. That just leaves one miserable ass pillar to deal with. The worst of the four, the Vortex pillar. Yove fans know it's instantly on sight with this thing if I ever cross paths with it. Every time you fight this thing, it is a non-stop, non-consensual gangbang of ranger-type aliens that are so fucking annoying to deal with. These creatures act like they just got access to the internet for the first time, and I'm the only woman they've ever seen in their miserable lives show ankle skin for the first time. I use this loosely. We win after a long and grueling battle with the Vortex Pillar. It only cost me 3 years off my expected lifespan, 2 inches to recede off of my already receding hairline, and my girlfriend of 4 years to cut contact with me.
Damn ugly pillar, ugly no girlfriend having ass pillar, I fucking hate you.
With all 4 pillars down, we sit and wait for the celestial deity, the Moonlord, to make his grand entrance. One boss stands between us and being free from this challenge. One boss and the fate of the world at stake. One boss against one extremely intelligent, smart, and handsome man. One boss against we die. Fuck. We use another celestial sigil to bring the Moonlord back for a rematch. We utilize our Pigron mount we got from Duke Fishron and the Rain to fly with the Moonlord at high speeds, giving us ample room to dodge and fire back at him. We have a nurse box set up for when we inevitably take 50 Moonlord laser shots and need our boo-boo's kiss to prevent us from dying. We make great use of the nurse box throughout this entire fight, a critical clutch for a seriously mediocre gamer to lean on during times of great crisis, just like this. However, it's not all running for heals. We also make sure to fire back at the Moonlord so he can get equally as ouchy boo-boos, only the nurse doesn't serve his squid kind. We lower each eye down at an equal amount so when crunch time comes, we can pop them all out in unison and go straight for his weak point right then and there. Our plan is executed and each eye is removed almost within perfect unison. We immediately start blowing our air bubbles as hard as our lungs will allow us to towards the Moonlord's squid heart. The fight is crunched so unbelievably hard, if you place an entire dictionary between my Yove thickum cheeks, I would be able to compress it down to a molecular level. We not only land an insane one-heart clutch, but we land an even more insane, possibly 1 health point remaining clutch. A disaster strikes us in exchange for our god-tier luck, saving us from death 2 times in a row. Our nurse is slain, our crutch has been kicked from our arms, it's time to clutch or kick, and brother, I was never good at soccer. We fire our bubble gun at maximum overdrive, continuing to perform some insane dodges, and pump our heart and soul into this last moment. Let's fucking go! Oh my god, did you see those clutches? My heart was racing so much. No one can ever say that I am not good at this game. I am actually, wait, here's my loadout. Here's my loadout. Take a look at it. Take a look at it. I'm just him, honestly. I'm just him. Like, Wild Lamal, best Terrarian YouTuber. Don't make me laugh. Whew. And with that, our air-only challenge comes to a close. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video, as I spent a lot of time in this playthrough, and even more time editing it. If you'd like to show your support, do consider liking the video, leaving a comment, and slamming that subscribe button. I'll see you all in the next one.